Tonight, the Cardinals welcome in the nationally ranked Marietta Pioneers. This is a matchup full of drama and buzzer beaters at the expense of the Cardinals.
He will hold the ball as long as he can.
3, 2, 1. Hammond the drive, the teardrop. He gets it going, and that's the ball game.
Beater by Hammond with the fade.
The Cardinals look to forget about the past and work out of the slow start to 2013. Young talent like sophomore Jake Bischoff and freshman Jake Phillips look to steer the Cardinals back in the right direction. Adrian's Army is ready for another season of Otterbein basketball, and so is Otterbein TV. It's the Cardinals and the Pioneers. It's live and in high definition. Next.
Alongside Harrison, Ralph, as we get ready to count down the minutes until Otterbein takes on Marietta. Harrison, last year we got to see this team go 8-19, a team that struggled a lot, but in this offseason has put in a lot of time in the weight room, getting their mind right, and really setting the stage to get this first win at home today.
Exactly, Jordan. It's year 2 of the Todd Adrian era, and so far this year they've gotten off to a little bit of a rocky start. Year 1, you know, you still have the recruits of former coach Dick Reynolds. This year, now the recruiting cycle has gone through a whole season, a whole year, and Coach Adrian has been able to bring in some key players that have actually played a big role in the team's success so far this season.
Absolutely, and this team, excited to get on the court, has not had as much luck yet so far. Talk a little bit about the season, how it's begun.
Well, it's begun 1-4 as their record, and the reason it started 1-4 is because they're giving up about 90 points a game, and that is not a recipe for success for any college basketball team. Otterbein, in all 4 of their losses, have given up at least 89 points, and that is just too much. They're going to have to buckle down, play much better defense, especially against a Marietta team that we know year in and year out can shoot the basketball.
Absolutely, but on a positive note, a bright note, if you will, Jake Bischoff, sophomore, is the leading scorer. We got to see him a little bit unleashed last year and show what he was capable of, and starting off this year really coming in strong as well.
Yeah, Jake Bischoff is a great player, can do a lot of things. He can put the ball in the hoop several different ways, can drive the ball, can drive and dish, and he can definitely shoot from the outside behind the three-point line. He can stop and pop from anywhere, handles the ball very successfully. Jake Bischoff, the sophomore, averaging 15 points per game this season, has been a great acquisition. Came over the Christmas holiday last year, came over, wasn't happy with the playing time that he was receiving at his former school. Comes to Otterbein, and he fits in very nicely with this Todd Adrian aggressive style on offense, and he's done a great job. From game 1 against John Carroll, was actually here. I believe he scored somewhere around 17 points. So Jake Bischoff has been a great addition to the team, and he's started out having a great season this year.
And we're excited to see what Jake Bischoff and the rest of the Otterbein Cardinals can produce today. When we come back, we'll preview a little interview with Coach Adrian. Stay tuned on your Cardinal Nation kickoff.
Still up? Can't sleep? Looking for something to do? Come to a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Owl regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
A member of NCAA Division III, the OAC features outstanding educational programs in a small class setting, while offering competitive athletic opportunities in 23 sports. 10 private colleges and universities form the OAC, the nation's premier small athletic conference. Baldwin Wallace University, Capital University, Heidelberg University, John Carroll University, Marietta College, the University of Mount Union, Muskingum University, Ohio Northern University, Otterbein University, and Wilmington College. The Ohio Athletic Conference, where a proud history meets the promise of tomorrow.
Before we were ever treated for breast cancer,
we planned for life after breast cancer. We made the choice
that breast cancer would not take something away from us.
Unfortunately, not every woman knows her choices. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons is supporting the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act, a bill that will help make sure women who are facing breast cancer surgery are told about all their options. Help bring this important issue to light. Call your member of Congress and ask them to support the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act.
Welcome back to the Reich Center here in Westerville, Ohio. Harrison Ralph, Jordan Brown, bringing you the Cardinal Nation tip-off show as we count down the minutes until Otterbein takes on Marietta, brought to you by the Columbus Square Bowling Palace. Harrison, you mentioned a little bit earlier this Todd Adrian era being an aggressive form of coaching and getting the guys really excited out on the field, and you actually got an opportunity to talk to him a little bit about his expectations for this season. Let's take a look.
Here with head coach of Otterbein men's basketball, Todd Adrian. Todd, it was only about 18 months ago that we sat down within the first couple days that you were hired to be the head men's basketball coach here at Otterbein University. What's the last 18 months been like?
It's been a whirlwind, honestly. A lot of fun. It's been a great experience for me and my family to get to meet and get to know a lot of the people here at Otterbein. I thought it was a pretty special place when I came and interviewed for the job. I felt like it was definitely a place that I could see myself, and I think my family, them growing up here. And I think every day that we've been here, it's been even better than we thought. So it has gone fast basketball-wise. We had a great group of guys we inherited last year that we asked them to do a lot of things, and couldn't have been happier with the way that they worked, the way they came together as a group. This year, we've been working hard, started recruiting. Basically through the season last year, this group of freshmen we have, and then in the spring, already started up with juniors, seniors to be. So I feel like this is kind of our first year that we're going to go through a full recruiting cycle. We have a completely new group of guys. So it's been a restart. We don't have anybody that's gone through more than 2 consecutive college basketball seasons as a player on the court. So, this year I think, it could be a kind of a wild ride as well. There may be some great victories and some nights where we really play well, and I think a lot of that will have to do with matchups of the teams we're playing. And then some nights where, we don't look like we've been out there much before, because the reality is we haven't. So I'm looking forward to it.
As we said, the second year of the Todd Adrian era after a 40-year reign by Dick Reynolds here at Otterbein. A lot of memories here in the Reich Center. Todd Adrian looking to make some of his own with his team. And you can tell in the interview he's an exciting guy, very animated. He's a very animated individual, very energetic on and off the floor. A lot of fun interacting with him, and I think it's going to be a fun year.
Absolutely. We got to see a little bit of his personal life there and how his family's adapted to this change as well. Something that Coach Adrian might be excited about this season is the 10 new faces that we see on this roster. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Otterbein the roster has really gone through a complete change. And you look here, the new deck of cards, and you look at Jake Phillips, the first name on the list. He's just a freshman, a true freshman, and he's actually led the Otterbein Cardinals in scoring in 3 of the 5 games the Cardinals have played this year. The next name on that list, you saw Matt Rhodes, who is a redshirt freshman, came over from Walsh, and he has done a great job. Phyllis and Rhodes, both freshmen, they have they're the leading field goal percentage shooters on the Otterbein Cardinals team with anyone over 12 attempts. So great shooters in both Phyllis and Rhodes. Phyllis, one of the premier scorers on the team along with Bischoff. These two guys have brought a lot of success and a lot of hope and a lot of excitement to the Otterbein Cardinals here in 2013.
Right, these new faces are bringing a dynamic aspect to the team. Now when we come back, we'll get to see the history behind Marietta and Otterbein. Stay tuned for more.
Still up? Can't sleep? Looking for something to do? Come to a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Owl regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
A member of NCAA Division III, the OAC features outstanding educational programs in a small class setting, while offering competitive athletic opportunities in 23 sports. 10 private colleges and universities form the OAC, the nation's premier small athletic conference. Baldwin Wallace University, Capital University, Heidelberg University, John Carroll University, Marietta College, the University of Mount Union, Muskingum University, Ohio Northern University, Otterbein University, and Wilmington College. The Ohio Athletic Conference, where a proud history meets the promise of tomorrow.
Before we were ever treated for breast cancer,
we planned for life after breast cancer. We made the choice
that breast cancer would not take something away from us.
Unfortunately, not every woman knows her choices. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons is supporting the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act, a bill that will help make sure women who are facing breast cancer surgery are told about all their options. Help bring this important issue to light. Call your member of Congress and ask them to support the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act.
Welcome back to the Reich Center here in Westerville, Ohio. Once again, Jordan Brown alongside Harrison Ralph as we get ready to count down the minutes that Otterbein will take on Marietta, the Pioneers, here today. Brought to you by Columbus Square Bowling Palace. Harrison, a lot of history between these two teams, Marietta and Otterbein. First, we go back to 2011 when the Cardinals welcomed the 23rd ranked Pioneers to the Reich Center. Chris Davis led the Cardinals with 22 points and 12 rebounds. That wouldn't be good enough as Tyler Hammond would drain the jumper at the buzzer for the Pioneers. 65-63 was your final score. Then in 2012, the Cards tied it up with a pair of free throws with just 8 seconds left. But on the Pioneers' final possession, once again, Tyler Hammond found Jacob Owens wide open in the corner for the game-winning three. 64-61, your final score. The Cardinals would have a chance to get back at the Pioneers the following year. A dominant performance by Jake Bischoff earned the Cards the 72-62 victory. Bischoff finished with 26 points in the Cardinals' first win over the Pioneers since 2010. Harrison, something similar between these two teams is the revamp that the rosters have both gotten on both sides. Marietta losing a little bit of their star power that they had last year.
Right, J.J. Martin, Jacob Owens, Tyler Worstel, just some of the names that the Marietta Pioneers lost from a season ago. J.J. Martin was their leading scorer as well as their leading rebounder last season. Jacob Owens, who you saw make that game-winning shot last season, he actually was their leading three-point shooter. So they've lost J.J. Martin, their leading scorer, averaged about 17 points a game and 7 rebounds a game. And then they also lost Jacob Owens, their top three-point shooter. So two big losses right there. Tyler Worstel was great coming off the bench for the Pioneers really throughout his career at Marietta. It's going to be a big loss, and I'm anxious to see how Marietta handles that, because I don't think they have the depth this season that they've had in the past Tyler Hammond, I actually had the privilege to call that game in 2011, where Tyler Hammond here in the Reich Center broke the hearts of the Cardinals here with that teardrop jumper that he hit as the buzzer went out. So I was here for that. It's been a great rivalry, and it's really turned into a big game. I mean, they're really turned into bitter OAC rivals just because Otterbein and Marietta seem to play a very close game each time. Hopefully we have another one of those great games here in the Reich tonight.
Absolutely. Both teams having a little bit to prove with these newer rosters. When we come back, we'll preview OAC standings and scores. Stay tuned.
Still up? Can't sleep? Looking for something to do? Come to a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Owl regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Welcome back to the Reich Center. We're just moments away from Otterbein Cardinals taking on Marietta Pioneers. We'll look quickly at the OAC men's basketball scores. Heidelberg and Capital are both underway as we speak. We'll have scores for you throughout the game. Three other games to look out for tonight. We'll also be playing at 7:30 as well. Harrison, Ralph, and our own David Kinder will be updating you on those scores throughout the game. Harrison, we just actually got word that Tyler Hammond for the Marietta Pioneers is actually in a sweatsuit and is not going to be playing tonight. A little bit, surprising news there. Talk a little bit about what are the keys to victory now knowing that this Tyler Hammond will in fact be out. What does the Otterbein Cardinals have to do to get the W today?
Well, that's definitely going to help the Cardinals. Tyler Hammond is a sensational guard, left-handed shooter, and he can shoot. I mean, he can put it in the net, and he's a great player. Can drive, can dish, can shoot from beyond the arc. He's not going to play tonight, so obviously that is a little bit of a relief for the Cardinals. However, Ronneal Ewing, who played here at Otterbein under Dick Reynolds back in 2010, 2011, that season, he was the third leading scorer here for the Cardinals. He transferred, because of the coaching change, he transferred to Marietta, sat out last year as the NCAA rules demand, but now he's playing this year, and he returns to the Reich tonight. He is a guard, so with Tyler Hammond out, I really would expect Ronneal Ewing in his return to the Reich Center to get a lot of minutes, and he's going to have a chance to give a little back to the Cardinals.
Absolutely, a little bit of plot twist, if you will.
Yeah, fun storyline, I guess. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, when we return, we will just be moments away as Harrison Ralph will join David Kinder up in the booth as we'll give you the last-minute previews of this game. I'll be on the court side giving you updates. Stay tuned as we count down minutes away from the Otterbein Cardinals taking on Marietta Pioneers on your Cardinal tip-off.
Still up? Can't sleep? Looking for something to do? Come to a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Owl regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Still up? Can't sleep? Looking for something to do? Come to a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Owl regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
Tonight, the Cardinals welcome in the nationally ranked Marietta Pioneers. This is a matchup full of drama and buzzer beaters at the expense of the Cardinals.
He will hold the ball as long as he can.
3, 2, 1. Hammond to drive. The teardrop. He gets it. And that's the ball game.
Beater by Hammond with the fade.
The Cardinals look to forget about the past and work out of the slow start to 2013. Young talent like sophomore Jake Bischoff and freshman Jake Phillips look to steer the Cardinals back in the right direction. Adrian's Army is ready for another season of Otterbein basketball, and so is Otterbein TV. It's the Cardinals and the Pioneers. It's live and in high definition. Next. It is the OAC season opener here at the Reich Center here in Westerville, Ohio. Hello and thanks for watching Otterbein TV. I'm David Kinder. Joining me, the man you just saw in the pregame show, Harrison Ralph. And as the players are out on the floor taking some warm-up shots we talked about in the pregame show, we'll elaborate on now. This is a Marietta team coming in, Harrison, ranked in the nation, but they're going to be without some of their star power tonight.
Yes, they will. Tyler Hammond, the senior point guard, will not be on the floor for the Pioneers. We mentioned that down on the court with Jordan just a few minutes ago, but he is a big part of their basketball team, and he has been since his freshman year when he hit that shot here in the Reich Center at the buzzer to beat the Cardinals on that buzzer beater. Tyler Hammond, just a great player. He started all 5 games so far for the 4-1 Pioneers, averaging 11 points per game, but he can dish as well, leading the team in assists as well. So Tyler Hammond, just an all-around great player, plays pretty good defense as well. He will not be on the floor for Marietta, something that definitely will provide some relief to the Otterbein coaching staff.
These two teams have had some heated rivalries in the past few years, and obviously the Cards coming into this one struggling, Harrison, as they are losers of their last 3 contests. It looks as though Coach Adrian is going to keep the same starting 5 out there on the floor, keep subbing the young guys into the game. What do you think of his decision? He's not going to mix up the starting 5. He's going to keep the same guys out there and try to run them out there and see if he can have success with them.
Well, I think one thing that Todd Adrian coming into the season really wanted to see out of his team is depth. And I think that's how this coaching staff really built this basketball team. They wanted a deep team where they could have, 9, 10, 11, 12 players rotating throughout the game. So a deep team is Otterbein, and I think that's the way Coach Adrian wants to do it this year. And I think that's what we're seeing here when we look at the starting lineup.
And it seems like the Cardinals have relied heavily on number 22, their sophomore transfer, Jake Bischoff, coming in averaging 15.4 per game. They really run their offense through him and try to score almost all their points possible through him.
Right, Jake Bischoff, he can do it all. He can score in any way. He can drive, dish. He can shoot from beyond the arc. He can. He plays pretty good defense, very aggressive, and then right there you see him driving to the lane, laying it off the glass and in. He can drive as well. So Jake Bischoff, a ultimate scorer. Nothing he can't do. He can put the ball in the hoop multiple ways, and totally expect him to do that again here tonight.
Conversely, for the Pioneers, their star power is going to come from number 25, A.J. Davis, coming into this one. He leads his team in scoring with 11.6 points per game, 50% from the three-point line. What do the Cards have to do to slow him down, Harrison?
Well, he's 6'4", David, and I think as a forward, it's tall, but it's not overwhelming. So I think Otterbein, with the height of some of their players, 6'8", blanking out on his name, Billy Lucian, he's 6'8", he's a freshman. I think get him in there, and I think A.J. Ellis can kind of be, I think he can be eliminated as far as being the standout player for the Pioneers.
We'll see if Otterbein can do that as we take a quick break here on OTV. When we come back, the national anthem, the starting lineups, and opening tip-off here at the first day of the OAC season opener here at the Reich Center. Stay tuned to OTV. You got Marietta?
What's that?
You got Marietta.
To a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Out regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
I'll
never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Still up? Can't sleep? Looking for something to do? Come to a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Owl regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
The season opener of the OAC season's about set, 20 minutes up on the scoreboard, and as the players are introduced on the floor by Bob Kennedy, we will do the same in the press box. First for the 4-1 Marietta Pioneers, Harrison Ralph.
Yeah, starting the starting lineup for the Marietta Pioneers, the 6'1 junior out of Vienna, West Virginia, number 3, Andy Dolman. Ranil Ewing, the former Otterbein Cardinal, will also be starting. He is 5'11 out of Westerville, Ohio, attended Dublin Scioto High School. Number 5, Ranil Ewing. Brendan McKeon, the 5'11 junior out of Jeromesville, Ohio, and number 22, that will be Brendan McKeon. The 6'2 sophomore out of Carroll, Ohio, number 23, AJ Ireland, and rounding out the starting lineup for the Pioneers tonight, the 6'4 junior out of Naples, Florida, number 25, AJ Davis.
Of course, the Pioneers coached by John Vanderwall in his 7th season, 96 and 71 all-time in his tenure at Marietta. They come in 4-1 on the year, yet to play a league game, and number 22 in all the land. For your hometown Cardinals, they've had the same starting 5 all year, and Coach Todd Adrian won't change it tonight. They'll take the floor as followed. Number 1, Andy Rombeck, junior guard, 6 foot even from Powell Olentangy Liberty. Jason Davis, Warrior, number 2, he's a senior point guard, 5'10". Matt Rhodes, redshirt freshman transfer from Walsh University, guard forward, number 5, 6'6". Jake Bischoff, number 22, sophomore guard, 6'3", and completing the starting 5 is number 23, John Juergens, senior forward, 6'6", from Eastwood High School. The Cards are coached by Todd Adrian in his 2nd season, 9-23 in his career here in Westerville, and Otterbein on the year is 1-4. We mentioned this is the first time they will be playing a league game all year. These two teams first met back on the hardwood back in 1912. And all-time Otterbein holds the season advantage, 81-41 over the visiting Pioneers. John Juergens, the senior forward, is going to be called upon for the opening tip-off. He's standing at midcourt with Cardi. And the ball's in the air, and it is secured by Otterbein as it's tipped out to Bischoff. Otterbein wearing their traditional tan home uniforms with the Cardinal numbering and trim, moving right to left on your television screen. The visiting Pioneers in their blue traveling uniforms. A good ball movement that time to get it down low to Bischoff, who misses his first attempt, gets his own rebound. Excuse me, that was Juergens, gets his own rebound, and the putback, and Otterbein goes up 2-0 early.
Yeah, Otterbein right there, nice job. Juergens was wide open, missed a shot, but is able to redeem himself, getting the rebound and putting it in.
And here come the Pioneers quickly down the court. You just mentioned Ewing, in place of Hammond, the injured starting point guard for the Pioneers, comes up with the first basket of the game for the Pioneers. Jake Bischoff, the team leading scorer, gets it out to Jason Davis for a 3, and he nails it in the wing on the near sideline there. First 3-point goal attempted. Otterbein is 1 for 1 in that category, and they go up 5-2 as we're under a minute under in this first half.
Big shot there by the senior Jason Davis. A lot of confidence, steps up, knocks it down.
Dolman spinning, pivoting, goes up with his right off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound Cardinals. Jason Davis running the point guard position the senior, as he has done all year, looking to drive baseline, pump fakes, kicks it out to Matt Rhodes for a three at the top of the line. Off the back of the rim, no good. John Juergens can't come up with a tough rebound. And here come the Pioneers quickly down the court. They think about a three, but it's intercepted by Matt Rhodes, the Walsh transfer, and he tries to get to Yazrambek down the floor. A little too much on that one. It is into the Pioneer bench. Turnover, first of the game, Marietta ball.
You saw Renil Ewing turn the ball over for the Pioneers on their last possession, and then the Cardinals give it right back as they look to go down the floor. A little too much hurry, and it cost them a possession.
Otterbein 1-4 on the year with losses to Kenyon, Ohio Christian, Center, and Wittenberg last week. Their one victory against Anderson up in Cleveland, Ohio. Working from the post, up and in, off the back back glass. That's Garrett Stevenson, the freshman, coming off the bench. And Davis looks to drive, but he is fouled as he is going into the key there. First foul of the game.
And Garrett Stevenson with that last bucket for the Pioneers. He's a guy that's really going to have to step out for Marietta here this season after Marietta lost J.J. Martin, their leading scorer and leading rebounder. He's got some big shoes to fill. He's 6'7", so I think he can probably fill them. He's doing a nice job here tonight.
Jason Davis inbound pass to Bischoff, and Bischoff hits a jumper inside the three-point line, and the Cards surprisingly up 7-4 here in the early goings of the conference opener.
Whether Coach Adrian likes it or not, the Otterbein Cardinals are going to be a shoot-first team. That is where they're going to have success. If they're going to win games, they have to have a good shooting night. So far, it is early, like I said, but they're shooting the ball very well, coming out 3 of 4 already.
Rhodes, the transfer from Walsh University, gets it out to Davis on the wing, being guarded tightly by Stevenson. Around the horn they go. Bischoff trying to use a screen, thinks about a three, gets it to last year's point guard, Yazrambek, who gets it back out. And they're going to set up a play as Bischoff will retreat back to the half-court line.
Shot clock down to 6.
He's looking to drive a long three from Rhodes. It is off the back of the iron, no good. Andy Yazrambek comes up with the rebound, another three for the Cardinals. Again, no good. Rebound going to Garrett Stevenson.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have said anything, David.
Down low, working from the post, spinning, going up with the right, off the back of the glass. A.J. Davis, the team's leading scorer. We talked about him in the pregame show. The junior from Naples, Florida, gets the bank shot.
Matt Rhodes is going to be playing a lot underneath here in the opening half at just 6'6", only 205 pounds. It's going to be tough for him. He's got to really front the player he's guarding if he wants to have any success down there in stopping the Marietta Pioneers.
Another three ball from the Pioneers, no good. John Juergens gets the rebound. Grant Finner, the 6'8" freshman, is at the scorer's table waiting to check in. And he has Rombeck looking to drive at the top of the three-point line. Gets it down low to Juergens. Juergens going to post up, kicks it back out to Yazrambek, who thinks of a three before pulling it down in the corner to Bischoff. Bischoff, the transfer, coming in halfway last year, popping another three, and he gets the fadeaway three-pointer in the corner.
It's going to be a 2 there for Bischoff. Foot was on the line. Nonetheless, Otterbein, 3-point lead.
9-6 the score, 16 minutes remaining in the first half. A back-and-forth game with the three ball as the Pioneers had a three ball of their own, and there is a timeout on the floor to make way for substitutions. Coming into the game for the Cards, Jake Phillips, the freshman, surprising a lot of people around Westerville, the team's second leading scorer. And we also mentioned Grant Finner at 6'5", the freshman forward, one of the taller players on this team. He will check in. Finner.
And you mentioned Jake Phillips. He's having a sensational year. He and Matt Rhodes, another freshman, leading the team in field goal percentage of those that have shot the ball more than 12 times. And Phillips and Rhodes have combined for some offensive power that I'm not sure a whole lot of people expected coming into the season.
There's Rombeck operating from the top of the three-point line. He's going to drive, kicks it down low to Finner, and Finner gets it off the back of the glass, his first 2 points of the night.
It's a beautiful pass there by Andy Yazrambek.
A three for the Pioneers, and it rattles in. That's number 24, Luis Garcia, the sophomore, 6'1", another Florida native. And he gives the Pioneers their first lead of the night, 12-11 the score here at the right. Stevenson playing tight defense on Yazrambek, who tries to kick it down low. Yazrambek comes away with the errant pass. Again to Finner, and Finner back-to-back points on possessions for him, and Otterbein reclaims the lead.
Yeah, that's fun to watch right there. Andy Yazrambek getting the ball after getting the loose ball and then creating and making something out of nothing. Great job, Yaz Rombeck. Back-to-back passes down low leads to 2 buckets for the Cards, and they lead 13-12.
The bank is closed for McKeon, and the rebound is in the hands of Bischoff.
It's after 5, David.
It's got to be here in Westerville. Phyllis, the freshman, looking to drive. He's going to take a long 2 jump shot. Can't get it to rattle in. Pioneers come away with the rebound.
Marietta showing they want to push the ball early here in this first half.
And Marietta coming out quickly and establishing that they are going to use the three-point ball tonight. They knock down another, their largest lead of the game thus far. 2 points, 15-13. And Yaz Rombeck kicks it to Phyllis. Back to Yaz Rombeck. He thinks about a 3. He's going to drive. Going up, and he gets his shot swatted away by the big Garrett Stevenson, 6'7". And he knocks it away as Yaz Rombeck, the little guy, was driving baseline.
And Marietta 3 of 4 out of the gate from beyond the arc. That's something that Marietta has been able to do for several years now. I know since I've been here at Otterbein, came here in 2010, they have always been a tremendous three-point shooting team. And they're establishing that here tonight early in the Reich Center.
They come into this one with a great record of their own with victories over Ohio Christian, who Otterbein lost to in the Smokey Ballinger tournament. Waynesburg, Denison, their only loss on the year was last week when they fell to Worcester, who was the number 3 team in all of the land. So they've been very competitive in all their other games, 4-1 on the year. And Coach Vanderwall has this Marietta program heading in the right direction. Coach Todd Adrian's squad seemingly going the opposite way. And he will send out onto the floor Marshall Crum making his first appearance. Jake Phillips, Matt Rhodes, Grant Finner, and Andy Yaz Rombeck will be the 5 on the floor for the Cardinals. Otterbein with possession of the basketball at their own baseline. It's Phillips looking to inbound it, and he'll throw it deep to Matt Rhodes, who catches it near half court. Trailing by 2 is Otterbein, 6 minutes into this game.
Marshall Crum in the game now for Otterbein, seeing his first minutes of the night.
Yes, Rombeck's going to pop a 3, and he can't get it to fall. Both teams utilizing the three-point ball early. Marietta around the three-point line, looking to get it down low. Crum playing tight defense on him, trying to push him down to the baseline, and he gets the up and under. That's number 33, Andy Stegman, the junior from Wheelersburg. Phillips over to Yaz Rombeck on the far side wing. Down low to Crum. Crum's going to post up for the first time tonight. Double team, goes up, and he can't get it off the back of the glass. Rebound to the Pioneers, 17-13. They are up. And looks like...
And you've seen, David, on the last 2 possessions, the one for Marietta, then the one for Otterbein at the other end. Otterbein just not that strong underneath. They're a team, a lot of their guys that are going to be playing underneath the basket this season are underclassmen. 12 of the 17 roster spots occupied by underclassmen, and we've kind of seen that underneath Otterbein right now doesn't quite have the strength that a lot of the teams that they're playing has.
The 2 forwards they're running out there, just 6'5", one of the smaller forwards in the league. Otterbein trailing by the biggest deficit of the night. Bischoff thinks of a 3 before getting it to Phyllis. Down low now to Finner. Looked like Finner might have carried, but he gets the kind call from the officials, but he can't get the basket to fall.
Marietta really pushing the ball down the floor every single possession.
McKeon was looking for Gurn at that time, but he lost him in translation. It goes out of bounds. Otterbein will take possession of the ball. Jake Phillips will take a seat on the bench, and Jason Davis will come in and replace him at the point guard position.
David, you mentioned earlier the coaches for each team, the coaching staffs. You look at Marietta, and Trevor Halter is a player that played here at Marietta, was a tremendous scorer, actually led the OAC, I believe, a couple of seasons in scoring. He is a graduate assistant and probably a great coach for this Marietta Pioneer team, especially given the fact that they love to shoot the basketball. Halter was very good at that in his playing days as a Pioneer.
They're going to get Luis Garcia, the sophomore, on the foul, second of the game on the Pioneers. It was on Jake Bischoff, and he will head to the out-of-bounds line looking to inbound it, and he gets it out to Davis. Jason Davis, the Westerville native from South High School. Bischoff to Rhodes. Rhodes thinks of a three. He's going to drive. Kick it out to Crum. Crum facing the basket, spinning with the two-hand shot, and he can't get the basket, but he is fouled in the action, and Marshall Crum will head to the charity stripe to shoot a pair.
That's what Otterbein's going to have to do this year, especially underneath. They're going to have successful post play. They're going to have to be able to get points underneath the basket in the paint because, like we said earlier, Otterbein is a team full of shooters. A lot of shooters on this Otterbein team, shooters from outside. If they can balance their offense with some shooters inside, some points inside, that'll go a long way for their offense.
The Mount Vernon Nazarene transfer hits his first of 2 on the season. A 56% free throw shooter, 5 of 9 on the year. Doesn't make it too often to the charity stripe. And he shows why there as it is off the back of the glass, no good. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. It is Crum playing defense down low, and they're going to get a travel on the Pioneers. Number 23, A.J. Ireland, who just checked into the game a few minutes ago. Crum's going to take a seat on the bench.
Vanderwall pretty upset after that play, the travel, the turnover. And the 7th-year coach for Marietta not happy about that.
Replacing Marshall Crum on the floor is senior John Juergens. Jason Davis running the point guard position. He gets it to Rhodes on the wing. Rhodes to Bischoff. Bischoff at the top of the three-point line, down low to Juergens. Juergens goes up. Great ball movement from Otterbein that time, and it's 2 points for John Juergens.
Beautiful job there. Bischoff from the top of the key throwing a laser backdoor to John Juergens, and he finishes. Nice play there by the Cardinals.
Long 2, can't get it to fall for the Pioneers, and now Jason Davis is looking to go up-tempo and pressure this before it's stripped away. Juergens picks it up and gets it back out to Davis, and now the Cards will slow things down. Davis looking to drive from about 5 feet away. He gets his shot knocked down. Marietta has numbers as they're going coast to coast, and they get the basket. Number 10, Keith Richardson, the freshman point guard, goes from one end of the floor to the other, and it's 21-16 in favor of the visitors. Davis
Marietta, a great fast break team, and they've shown that early here in this game. A lot of hustle out of this team. I would assume, as we see a foul, I would assume that they did a lot of running in the offseason, David, because they have come out and it has been a track meet for the Marietta Pioneers, running up and down the court with a ton of aggressiveness. And Otterbein's trying to deal with that here in the opening half.
Otterbein will go with a very small lineup out on the floor as they check in their 2 guards. He has Rombeck and Phyllis into the game. John Juergens, the only player playing the traditional forward role, out on the court now. 21-16 in favor of the number 22 team in all of the land. Stevenson's going to take a jumper from about 10 feet out, and nothing but net that time, and he increases the lead, 23-16 Pioneers.
Yeah, and there's Stevenson. You saw him just shoot right over the outstretched arm of Matt Rhodes. Matt Rhodes, not a small guy, but Stevenson is 6'7", and he showed it right there, just shooting with ease over the outstretched hand of Matt Rhodes.
Phyllis airballs that one and draws some jeers from the Marietta bench in front of him. Goes out of bounds, ball in the hands of the Pioneers. Here come the Cardinals looking to implement a little bit of a press as we approach the halfway point here in the first half at the Reich Center. McKeon around the horn to Ewing. Back out to McKeon. Looking to drive, spinning to McKeon in the corner for a 3, and he gets it. Todd Adrian was not happy by his Cardinal defense that time. You saw he had some words for Bischoff as he ran past him. Poor defense by the Cardinals, and they allow Brennan McKeon to be wide open for a 3-ball.
It was good. It was good defense initially as Phyllis misses the reverse layup. It was great defense initially, and as the shot clock ticked down, Bischoff was a little bit late getting over, and that gave the Marietta Pioneers that open 3.
Juergens initially gets a hand on it to knock it away, but the second putback on the offensive rebound by the Pioneers, and the strong faithful from Marietta making their presence known as they cheer. Their team has a 28-16 lead, 9:09 here in the first half, as the Cardinals call a timeout on the floor. Todd Adrian not liking the way things have gone for his boys thus far.
It's been a quite an entertaining first half so far here, as we're just halfway through half number 1. And Marietta holding a commanding lead. Have scored 9 points since the last time Otterbein scored. So a 9-0 run currently for the Marietta Pioneers. 28-16 is your score.
The Pioneers are 4 of 5 today from the three-point line, shooting 66% from the field. Otterbein struggling from the field, 7 of 21, just 1 of 7 from the three-point line. Pioneers have turned it over 3 times compared to Otterbein's 1. The player with the three-point goal for the Cardinals as of now is Jason Davis, but he stands alone as the only in 7 attempts for the Cardinals. Coming in today, Otterbein on the year shooting the 3 ball was a 39% team.
And Cardi now progressing up the bleachers in the Marietta fan section, giving some high fives to some little kids who seem to be infatuated with Cardi the Cardinal. Here in the right, we all love Cardi, and he's starting to get some love from the opposing fans.
On the floor for Coach Todd Adrian is Jake Phillips, John Juergens, Andy Rombeck, Matt Rhodes, and Jake Bischoff. 11 minutes gone in the first half. Otterbein trailing by their biggest deficit as Jake Phillips penetrates the defense of the Pioneers, going baseline and goes off the left side of the hoop for a layup.
You see the ability right there by Jake Phillips, the explosiveness as he drives to the basket. Nice job there by number 3, the freshman Phillips, putting it off the glass.
It sure is nice to know that we have him for 3 more years, just a freshman. Pioneers increasing their lead 30-18 over Otterbein.
Got to play defense, though. You can score as much as you want, but Otterbein right now struggling on the defensive side of the ball, and that's really why they're down by 12 right now.
Phillips was looking to drive again before he kicked it out to Matt Rhodes, and Rhodes is going to get called for walking as he shuffles his feet. Another turnover for the Cardinals, their 3rd of the game. Here come the Pioneers bringing it across the timeline.
Marietta shooting 68% from the field, Otterbein shooting just 36%, so big gap there. Otterbein's going to have to improve both of those numbers on the offensive side and the defensive side.
Going into the key, kicking it out to Ewing. Ewing around to the top of the three-point line, and he knocks it down, does Brennan McKeon for the three-point goal.
Again, Marietta, they're going to keep popping these shots from beyond the arc. Otterbein's got to get a hand in the face.
They've only missed once today, but how about that backdoor cut by Jake Bischoff, who steals the ball, and there's a scrum on the floor, and they're going to give the ball to the Cardinals as Rombeck, and going for the loose ball that was saved by Bischoff, collides with a Pioneer player, number 3, Andy Dolman. And it will be Otterbein ball, but how about that backdoor cut by by Bischoff, and able to go up, and I think he even grabbed some rim on that one.
I think he may have. But yeah, Jake Bischoff, great job, and a tremendous entry pass as well. Great play. Backdoor plays in basketball always look great. You know, they always do, because the defense is just, fooled, and it just looks very smooth. Cardinals have done that a couple times here tonight already.
Jake Bischoff off the pick and roll for Matt Rhodes, and he can't get the three-pointer to fall. Quickly down the court go the Pioneers, going up with his right.
Nice job, Matt
Richardson.
Rhodes.
No good.
Rhodes takes the charge. Good defense there
They're gonna get Keith
by the
Richardson
young Cardinal.
With the foul, his first, team's second. John Juergens, the senior, inbounds to the freshman Jake Phillips, as Coach Todd Adrian calls out a play for his boys to execute. Rhodes at the top of the three-point line. He's looking to drive. Bischoff in the corner, and it's intercepted. And all by himself are the Pioneers going from one side of the court to the other and get the easy layup. Brennan McKeon, the junior. And 15 points is now the deficit that Otterbein is facing as Rombeck is looking to drive. And foul on the floor. It looks like they're going to get a blocking foul on Ewing. Coach Vanderwald does not like that call at all.
Brendan McKean already 11 points here in double digits with 7 minutes left in the first half. McKean having a tremendous night shooting the ball.
Now,
4 of 6 in field goal attempts.
Now Matt McAllister will check into the game. His first action tonight. He throws it across the court to Phyllis. Phyllis, no good three. Fighting for the rebounds. Jurgens, he saves it, but throws it right into the hands of Richardson. And here comes Richardson down the court, going up off the glass, no good. Rebound Pioneers. Second chance, no good. Rebound in the hands of Jurgens. Otterbein quickly down the court. It's Jez Rombeck. He goes up spinning, and he gets the basket. Good job, Andy Jez Rombeck.
Andy is Rombeck, a fun player to watch play the game of basketball. A lot of intensity, tremendous hustle, and he's got a lot of ability as well as you see him drive to the bucket and finish at the rim. Nice job by number 1, Andy is Rombeck.
Last week in Springfield, he was 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 5 from the charity stripe, 11 points, a season high for him. And Otterbein's lost to Wittenberg last week, as he was the second leading scorer, only to Jake Bischoff, who had 13 points against the Tigers.
We've got Carty up here in the just right in front of the press box. Carty's not usually that
not that adventurous.
Not usually that mobile.
Close to the nest down on the court.
He does, but he is going out of his comfort zone maybe and having fun in the stands, maybe at the expense of some Marietta Pioneer fans.
6:06 remaining here in the first half.
There's Carty.
A foul on the floor. There's Carty, Otterbein's longtime mascot. He's having some fun with the Pioneer fans out in the crowd.
Going on
there.
A little journey. The big red bird, gotta love him.
The foul was on Phyllis, his second, 4th of the game on the Cardinals. Crumbs posting up, playing defense, and it's not good enough as Stevenson, the junior, comes away with the right hand jump shot. 37-22 now the score. Davis is going to take a jumper from the free throw line. No good, knocked away. He comes away with his own offensive rebound.
Now, Otterbein got a break there as Stevenson battered it out, hoping there was a Pioneer there, but only a Cardinal, and Davis picked it up. Now we get a foul.
Hollister had it knocked out of his hands, but they're going to say that he slapped his wrist. 7th foul of the game. It will be on number 22, Brennan McKeon Jr. from Northwestern High School. His first foul of the game, and Otterbein now in the bonus. Hollister will go, and he'll shoot 1-1 on the season. This will be his first free throw attempts of the year for Matt McAllister.
Ewing subs out for Marietta with 2 points, 2 assists in his return to the Reich Center.
McAllister can stop now because he's shooting 1,000% on the year, Harrison.
All right, David. See what you're trying to do there.
Second attempt, up and good. 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Cuts the deficit to 37-24. Clock winding, 5:37 here in the season opener. Driving from one end of the court to the other is Keith Richardson, the freshman, having a fantastic night already. And he increases the Pioneers' lead.
I'll tell you what, Richardson is an electric player, getting up and down the court in quick manner. And here he goes again. He has been a tremendous asset for the Marietta Pioneers so far in this one.
What a pass that was from Richardson. It's back in his hands. He thinks of a 3, and he throws it.
As soon as I say that, David, he turns the ball over.
Here comes the Cardinals. Yes, Rombeck looking to go from coast to coast, and he'll get a chance to complete the 3-point play as he gets it off the left side of the hoop. Fouled in the action, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Again, tremendous skill and ability right there by his Rombeck as he drives to the rim with heavy, heavy coverage. And he puts it over in the left hand, goes up, gets the foul, creates the contact, and finishes with the left hand. Now a 3-point opportunity.
The foul was on Garrett Stevenson. Otterbein now 1 for 10 from the 3-point line in this game, Harrison. As Rombeck will try to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play, and he does so. Jake Bischoff will check back into the game and replace Jason Davis, who will go take a seat on the bench. Otterbein trying desperately to make this a single-digit game, 27-39 to score. And they're going to apply the press on Richardson, who, as Harrison just said a little bit ago, has been electric in this game.
Nice.
And just as we say that, he almost turns it over again, but fancy ball movement. He keeps it in his own hands. He splits 2 defenders, goes up with the layup, 41-27.
Well, it seems Otterbein has found a way to maybe, as Rombeck drives, it seems like Otterbein has found a way to get Richardson off his game a little bit. A couple times now down the court, they have gone with the half-court trap on Richardson, and once and almost twice he's turned it over. So Otterbein may have found something there on defense that they can use to their advantage throughout the course of this game. We'll see.
Yaz, 7 of 13 on the year from the free throw line, again shooting 1-and-1 back-to-back possessions. 9th foul of the game for the Pioneers. His first attempt is up, no good, but it's in the hands of Bischoff. Bischoff kicks it back out to Juergens, and Juergens will hand it back off to the team's leading scorer. McAllister's going to take a long three, and Otterbein's woes from the three-point line continue. They're now 0 for a lifetime. Richardson behind the back dribble, and he almost had it turned over, but there's a whistle on the floor before Bischoff had a chance to run coast to coast with it. They're going to get Matt McAllister with the foul. Second for him, 5th for the Cardinals.
Jason Davis does have did make a three-point shot. So Otterbein, 1 for many. I think they've shot, what, 11? 11 shots, 1 of 11. So, yeah, not a great night so far from beyond the arc for the Cardinals. On the flip side, though, Marietta's been able to knock them down with ease from beyond the arc.
If you're Coach Adrian here, as he calls a timeout on the floor, his team down 41-27, do you keep telling your boys in the huddle to keep chucking up the three balls, or do you try to go with a different offensive attack?
I mean, it'd be nice to be able to say, let's go with a different attack, different approach, but that's really playing away from their strength. I mean, this year, the Otterbein Cardinals, their strength is shooting the basketball. Now, as we know, when you rely on shooters, when you rely on shooting jump shots and three-pointers, you're going to have off nights. You're going to have off nights. You're going to have great nights. And that's kind of, I think, how this whole season is going to go. Depending on the night, depending on which shooters are hot or how many of them are hot, I think that's going to play a lot into the success of this Otterbein Cardinal team. So I'm not sure there's a whole lot you can do. What you can do, though, David, is play better defense. The Otterbein Cardinals, in all 4 of their losses, have given up at least 89 points, and they're on pace to reach that mark here tonight. And they've got to play better on the defensive side.
The Pioneers shooting lights out tonight as they try to do that again. John Juergens posting up down low, playing defense, turns around, jump shot, no good. He has Rombeck with the rebound. 4:05 to go in the first half. Andy looking to drive, goes up all by himself, and he is hacked by a pair of Pioneer defenders. Not sure who they're going to get the foul on that time, but he again will go to the free throw line, and it puts Otterbein in the double bonus. 10th foul of the game. First of the game on number 33, Andy Stegman.
And when I talk about Otterbein being a shooting team, the fact that we have a lot of very good shooters from outside, the great thing about it is a few of these guys, you look at Rombeck, Bischoff, Phyllis, all 3 of those guys can create on their own. With the ball in their hands, they can create on their own. They can get open looks on their own. We've seen Rombeck do it a number of times already tonight. Bischoff all season long has been able to do that. And the young freshman, Phyllis, has also been able to do that so far in this young season. And that's something that I think Otterbein will, as time goes on, as these guys get more experienced, they'll find their spots, they'll pick their spots more wisely, and they'll get better shots because of that.
Andy went 1 of 1 from the line. He has 6 points tonight, but the Pioneers retaliate with a layup of their own. 43-28 to score. Clock under 4 minutes to go in the conference lid opener. Davis to Juergens for a long 2, and whiffs on that one, air ball.
Nice shot right
Grant
there.
Finner is able to poke it away, and Rombeck comes up with the rebound. Yaz looking to drive, kicks it down to Finner, and he is 3 for 3 from the field today, and he's being the best forward the Cardinals have had out on the floor tonight. But Richardson's looking to go quickly. Another 3 from the Pioneers, and it knocks through Brennan McKeon.
Otterbein on defense is pressing Richardson, and he's just running right by the Cardinal defender. And then, obviously, you've got to stop ball on the other side, and Richardson is finding open shooters around the three-point line. That's something that has to change. I'm not sure why they're pressuring Richardson full court, man-to-man. He is just absolutely faster in every aspect than the defenders he is being guarded by. And again, we see Richardson being guarded close by Jason Davis.
Richardson will hand it off to McKeon. McKeon for another three, and he knocks it down. Consecutive possessions, and the three ball working to perfection tonight for Coach Vanderwall's boys. Davis looking to drive, kicks it to Juergens, who airballed last time. Davis to Finner. Finner going up with his left hand, and fouled in the action.
It's a nice job. I mean, Otterbein's doing a good job getting to the line. Need to hit their free throws a little more consistently, but again, McKeon, I mean, just shooting lights out here in the first half.
Finner, 6 points today, and he will shoot a pair now. The 11th foul of the game on the Pioneers. His right-hand free throw shot is up, and it is good.
McKeon 6 of 8 from the field and 5 of 6 from the three-point line. So, I mean, he is on fire tonight. As Marietta always seems to have one or two shooters have monster games against Otterbein. It really does seem that way. This is my 4th year here covering Cardinal basketball, and it just seems every time we match up with these guys, a couple Pioneers go off from the three-point line and just bury the Otterbein Cardinals in three-point shots.
The Walsh transfer, Matt Rhodes, checks back into the game for the Cardinals. Richardson will toss it off now. McKeon thinks about another three before dishing it off. Richardson looking to get it down low. All of his players are covered up nicely by the Cardinals. Another long three. And he proves he is human, and is no good. But the Pioneers get the rebound, tipped away by Phyllis. Richardson going up with the right, no good. Juergens fighting for the rebound, and somehow ends up in the hands of the talented Richardson, who is getting the call from his head coach now. Fresh shot clock, only a minute 42 to go. Looking to drive, and it's too easy for him as he goes with the reverse layup.
Yeah, I mean, you give them 3-4 opportunities per possession, they're going to make you pay. And Richardson with a nice reverse left-handed layup off the glass. Richardson really having an impressive game so far tonight.
Yes, Rombeck with a jumper from the free throw line. No good. Impressive rebound by the Pioneers. Just a minute 20 to go. Richardson is going to slow things up here as he crosses the timeline with a minute 13 to go. Keith Richardson outside the three-point line with a juke move. Down low, going for a fadeaway jumper. No good. Yes, Rombeck with the rebound. 1 minute remaining in the game. Yaz is looking to penetrate before kicking out to Phyllis. Phyllis up with the right, and he gets it to roll in.
Nice job. Yes, Rombeck racking up the assists in the right center tonight. He's really making a lot of plays for the Cardinals on the offensive side of the ball.
Just 54 seconds left, and the Pioneers taking another three, no good. Bischoff with the rebound, 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Bischoff out to Rombeck to Rhodes. Rhodes for a long three, and it's good. Matt Rhodes buries the second three-point goal of the game for the Cardinals with just 30 ticks remaining.
Unfortunately, there's only about 25 seconds left here, but if Matt Rhodes can get hot, Otterbein's going to have a chance to put up some big numbers offensively.
19 seconds to go, and Marietta looks like they're content on making this their final possession of the half. Richardson at midcourt crosses Carty's chest. 7 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. Richardson driving, kicks it out. Ball's loose, picked up by the Pioneers. Going up with it, no good. And the buzzer goes off. And the teams will head to their respective locker rooms. As Todd Adrian giving some instruction to his boys there, but they find themselves trailing 51-37 as they make their way into the locker rooms. Jordan Brown will be on the court in just a little bit for an interview. But Harrison, not a sloppy half from the Cardinals. Three-point ball. It's a tale of two different stories here as the Pioneers are shooting lights out. And we have Jordan Brown down on the court with Coach Todd Adrian. Take it away, Jordan.
Coach, down 14 at the half. What's the game plan? What are you going to tell the guys in the locker room?
Well, I tell you, we played well enough to be right in this game. This should probably be a 2 or 3 point game. They shot the ball really well. We missed a bunch of shots that we wanted to take, and that we usually hit. So, I make a few adjustments. Defensively, they're getting around a little bit too much. It was our game plan a little bit, just to try and guard the 3-point line a little more, try and make them hit contested layups. They've done a great job of taking angles and making sure that they're shooting overs at the rim. So, just a couple of adjustments. Really, I mean, this is as good a game as we've played. I know the score is not indicative. But those shots, 2 or 3 of those threes, for us, typically go in. That's a 5-point game. That's probably about as well as we play on the season. Make some shots, make a 5-point game going into the half against a team that's pretty hot right now. I'm pretty happy with that. We've got to show up a few things and see how it goes the second half.
Absolutely. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Right center will step away now when we come back and all the second half action, and if Coach Todd Adrian's inspiring words work for his players. So stay tuned, OTV. We'll be back after this.
Still up? Can't sleep? Looking for something to do? Come to a place where the fun never sleeps. Columbus Square Bowling Palace. It's been the premier bowling destination in Central Ohio for 30 years. With 64 lanes of bowling open 24 hours, no matter what time it is. There's always time at the Palace for fun with friends and family. Join the Night Owl regulars at Columbus Square Bowling Palace, where the fun never sleeps.
Here with head coach of Otterbein men's basketball, Todd Adrian. Todd, it was only about 18 months ago that we sat down within the first couple days that you were hired to be the head men's basketball coach here at Otterbein University. What's the last 18 months been like?
It's been a whirlwind, honestly. You know, a lot of fun. It's been a great experience for me and my family to get to meet and get to know a lot of the people here at Otterbein. You know, I thought it was a pretty special place when I came and interviewed for the job. I felt like it was definitely a place that I could see myself, and I think my family, you know, them growing up here. And I think every day that we've been here, it's been even better than we thought. So it has gone fast basketball-wise. You know, we had a great group of guys we inherited last year that you know, we asked them to do a lot of things, and couldn't have been happier with the way that they worked, the way they came together as a group. You know, this year, you know, we've been working hard, started recruiting. You know, basically through the season last year, this group of freshmen we have, and then in the spring, you know, we already started up with juniors, seniors to be. So I feel like this is kind of our first year that we're going to go through a full recruiting cycle. You know, we have a completely new group of guys. So it's been a restart. We don't have anybody that's gone through more than 2 consecutive college basketball seasons as a player on the court. So, you know, this year I think, you know, it could be a kind of a wild ride as well. There may be some great victories and some nights where we really play well, and I think a lot of that will have to do with matchups of the teams we're playing. And then some nights where, you know, we don't look like we've been out there much before, because the reality is we haven't. So I'm looking forward to it.
Coach, you have a few guys, 2 or 3 guys that are not returning to the team this year that really played pretty large roles just a season ago. What's the situation maybe that some of those guys, you know, felt that it would be better off not to play?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. And one of the first ones is academic. You know, one of the young men was doing some student teaching, and it just didn't fit in with you know, our schedule basketball-wise, spanning 2 semesters. So, you know, that's one of the things. When you turn programs around and when we come in and have a completely different philosophy, it's very typical for guys to decide to retire and hang up their shoes between the seasons. You know, everybody kind of has to reevaluate every year in between seasons whether they want to, you know, put forth the work in the off season. Because while it's not required, when the rest of your teammates are doing it, or a number of the teammates are doing it, and you don't, you know, then some playing time can be determined in the off season as well, not by the coaches but by the players. And we had a number of guys that their priorities were just different. The reality is, when things change, you know, some guys really buy in, and in situations, you know, sometimes cause the other guys to go a different direction.
I know in June of 2012, last year, when you first got the job, we sat down and you told me that we have a vision. What is that vision, and how far are you in kind of making that vision into reality?
Well, the vision is multifaceted. You know, probably, you know, a couple of things that span the entire program on and off the court is our dedication to excellence and our pride in our performance. And I talk about pride in our performance, I mean in the classroom, I mean in the weight room, I mean in the community, and on the court obviously as well. Of our guys that came back, that decided to come back and play this year, we have a 3.45 returning GPA. That's as high as I've ever been a part of. So, you know, those guys were getting it done in the classroom, and that's been something that we always stress. You know, and I stress that to the freshmen, the new guys, not even just the freshmen, but the new guys, transfers included. first day they were on campus is our commitment to excellence. It starts in the classroom. We've already been out in the community and done some things, to try and improve Westerville and Columbus as much as we can as a group of people. And we're just on different stages. Like I said, they're still hearing it from the coaches. It won't be until year 3 and year 4 that our younger guys hear it from their upperclassmen. It's about doing things the right way on and off the court. It's about a brotherhood and knowing how to treat your family and knowing how to look out for your family. And that includes, the Otterbein family. We talked just yesterday about how to be leaders on campus and how we need to do more of that as we grow. That this year, because we have so many new faces, is really another first year, and that's expected. The nice thing is we also kind of see it as a fresh start, another fresh start, if we will, with younger guys that are going to be around 2, 3, and sometimes from here 4 years.
How much is winning going to be what you guys base your success off of? I know, as you said, you're looking to kind of build off of last year. This is kind of another first year. Are you looking more at the quality of play, the maturation of players, or are you looking at wins as ultimately the most successful?
I don't want to say that winning is important, but that's not how we gauge our success. We won't talk about wins, or very rarely, if ever, do we even talk about number of wins that we want to achieve. If that happens, it will be in year 4 and 5. We all understand it's not about the score. It's about winning every little battle, or doing your job and supporting your teammates. So while we are instilling that culture and that mindset in our guys, we will coach away from the scoreboard. After 40 minutes of play, look up, and if you're ahead at that time when the buzzer sounds, you're happy. And if you're not necessarily brokenhearted. We all want to win. You're upset. But either way, win or lose, we need to have the process in mind with how we can get better. I think everybody's expectations should be high. If that means for wins and losses this year or wins and losses next year, that's going to be hard to that's going to be hard to tell. We'll see. But I think everybody's excited about the future and how good we're going to be at some point in the future, whether that's December, January, or next November, next January. I can tell you the way that our guys have been working and the type of people they are, I think every time you come to the gym, you're going to notice some improvement.
Personnel-wise, last year over Christmas break, Jake Bischoff transferred over here to Otterbein, became a very key part of the Otterbein basketball team. Marshall Crum came over, I believe in February it was, and he became quite an asset for the team as well. Are you going to look outside maybe? I mean, as the season goes on, are you going to be looking again for other guys that maybe are unhappy with playing time somewhere else, or are you pretty set in stone with the guys you have?
Well, we're going full speed with these guys, and that's what we always do. This is this is our family. This is who we're gonna go to work with every day and try and get better. But the reality is, when you're a school, an institution like Otterbein, and you have a tradition like the men's basketball team does, you're going to get guys that are looking to come back. And there'll be a number of guys that we've recruited that have gone elsewhere, and I think we'll realize that maybe Otterbein's a place for me. I think it's a little bit unusual for that to happen at Christmas time. But the 2 instances that you mentioned with Jake and Marshall, it was just the right fit and the right time, mostly for family reasons, that those 2 guys moved when they did. But having said that, we don't plan on that happening. Those are always, obviously, to get Jake and Marshall last year, that helped us in a couple of spots, especially with the injuries we had. But we'll be a little bit deeper team this year. I don't think an injury or an illness will hurt us as much as it did last year.
17 guys on the roster, Coach. Who are the leaders on this men's basketball team?
Well, right now it's coming from the coaching staff. We've had some guys that are beginning to step up, but again, Harrison, with the number of guys we have that are first and second year players, the leadership is still developing. I was thinking captains this morning. I don't know when and if we'll name captains. And it's not ever anything that I want to push on anyone or that I want to hurry, because I I think when you do become a captain, it's a pretty meaningful thing, and I want to make sure that those are the right guys when they get named and they have the right attributes and that their teammates feel the right way about them.
You've hinted a couple times that this is going to be a team that relies heavily on their ability to shoot. How are you guys going to manage the on and off nights that guys typically have shooting the basketball?
Well, we're going to focus a lot on defense in practice, so that we don't have to relying on it. It won't necessarily be what we do. We won't have to have it to win every night. While that is a strength of ours, I feel like we've really had some guys take some big time steps in the post. So I think we're going to have a lot more consistent, not just a score, but we're going to have a lot more consistent scoring out of that post position. So. If we can get to the free throw line, we can get the ball in the post, as much as we can, that will stem the tide a little bit if our outside jump shot isn't going. Our guys know that if we don't, improve our defense, so that we can get stops when we need to, and improve and become a more balanced offensive team, then we are going to live and die with the long ball, and that's not anything that I've ever wanted my teams to do. But in the back of my mind, I know that the nights that we're quote unquote hot, we may be a lot more difficult to beat than some of the other nights. So I guess whatever shooting type of rain dance we could maybe do to make sure we're on those 25 games, that would be good. But we all know that that's not what's going to put the ball in the hole.
I want to give you an opportunity here to speak to Otterbein students, the Otterbein fan base, Cardinal Nation, all Cardinal fans, the city of Westerville. What are they going to see when they come out and they watch Todd Adrian and his team go to battle each night on the court? The floor's yours.
I tell you, it's just a good group of guys. Our program is really in its infant stages, but not so much that we're crawling around. I mean, it's more of an early journey of I think a rocket ship, to tell you the truth. And I don't know exactly what direction we're going to be going, but we're going to be going there fast, and it's going to be fun to watch. I think our student section and our fans, they're second to none. We tell recruits all the time, if you want to come and play someplace that's special, come to Otterbein and play in the right, because the way that we've been supported the last 30 or 40 years, and I know I was talking to Coach Reynolds, and he mentioned that to me, and playing night games on Saturdays, it's a staple. Nobody else does that in our conference. We do it so that the kids of Otterbein, the people of Westerville can come out and support us. That's what makes our guy, what makes the experience special. And we take it very seriously. We want to put a product on the court that they're going to be proud of. I know last year in February when we packed it for the Capital game, that was something our guys will never forget. That's the kind of atmosphere that I think only Westerville and the students and the staff of Otterbein can produce Division III basketball-wise, and our guys are looking forward to representing very well on the court and doing anything we can to deliver a great experience to everyone.
Thanks for sitting down with us, and we look forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate everything you do and everybody coming out to support us.
Awesome. Sounds great, Coach. Thanks again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back in Westerville, Ohio, here at the Reich Center at Otterbein University. I'm Harrison Ralph, along with David Kinder. 51-37 is your halftime score. Otterbein trailing by 14 points. David, we look at the stats, and the stats really say it all.
Yeah, it's not pretty for Otterbein. They chucked up a lot of three-pointers in that first half, Harrison, and it wasn't good for the Cardinals. They went just 2 of 13, 15%, only shooting 38% from the field. Conversely, though, for the Pioneers, lights out from behind the arc, 7 of 10, shooting 61% from the field.
And you see on our graphic there, the numbers there, those were the percentages. Otterbein shooting just 15% from the three-point line, and Marietta shooting 70%. So
yeah.
That
tells the story of the game.
Right, that is a big problem right there for the Cardinals. Their defense has been, well, not existent, I guess you could say.
No, you're getting out-rebound by 20-16, and you can't take over or make the turnovers. You're out-turnovering them by 3, yet you haven't taken advantage of it. Hopefully that's a good way to start off the game for Otterbein.
Little defensive play there by the Cardinals, and down the floor we go as we begin the second half from the Reich Center.
Grant Fenner was actually the leading scorer for Otterbein in that first half. He went 3 of 4 from the field down low, 8 points.
And a bucket right there, so Otterbein with a nice start here to half number 2. And this goes down to Stevenson, and a nice pass over to A.J. Davis, and he's going to pick up the foul. I believe Matt Rhodes. Yes, Matt Rhodes will be charged with the personal.
Yeah, Rhodes was in good position there, but just threw his hands up and got a piece of his arm as he was going in the action. He didn't like the call, but it was a good one.
Davis now 6 of 11 from the stripe so far this season. Davis brings it up the court. Is Romback defended by Ewing. Davis defended by Dolman. Bischoff now. McKeon guarding the top player for the Otterbein Cardinals. Works off a screen from Matt Rhodes. Now Rhodes driving, looking for someone. Bischoff gonna take a 3. Got it! Jake Bischoff knocks it down from beyond the arc, and Bischoff comes out with 5 quick points in the second half.
Now that's his first 3-point goal of the game. Otterbein's just their third, and if they want to have success in the second half, Harrison, that's exactly what they're going to have to do. Work off screens just like that for the wide open threes and take advantage of them just like Bischoff did.
Davis now underneath to Stevenson. Juergens. Nice job there. Otterbein forces the turnover. Romback pushing it up the floor. Over to Davis. He'll stop, bring it back out, and the Otterbein offense will reset. Davis off a screen from Juergens. Wanted to go underneath to Juergens, but instead goes out to Bischoff. Now Rhodes. 6 on the shot clock. Rhodes puts it up just a bit short, and here comes Marietta the other way. And that is Dolman with the stop and pop 2 for Marietta. 56-42 your score. Bischoff off a screen from Juergens. No good. Rims out. But another good look for Bischoff from beyond the arc.
And Coach Adrian furious down on the floor, but at least if you're Otterbein, you're getting clean looks here to start the second half off, and they're going to get Rhodes again. It looks like his second of the second half, coming out quick out of the gate. Looked like he was in good position that time. He had his feet set and his arms straight up. That one not so much of a call, but we're going to go down to Jordan down on the court. Jordan Brown has an update. Jordan?
Guys, before this second half, Coach talked to his team and said, we need to get our hands up and we need to execute more of our own stuff. We need to stay with our game plan until it'll end up working in our favor. We're not creating enough gaps for our offense to drive to the hoop. Back to you.
Nice job, Jordan. Jordan Brown will be graduating in December, so she's counting down her final appearances here on Otterbein TV. She does a great job, and we appreciate her efforts from down on the sideline. Jason Davis now driving. Misses the lay-in. Stevenson with the rebound, and Marietta pushing it up the court. Ewing crosses over Juergens and drives to the hoop, and he shows why Dick Reynolds recruited him out of Dublin-Scioto High School a few years back. Ewing, the former Otterbein Cardinal, as Bischoff will be fouled by McKeon.
Well, McKeon might have got the foul, but what a first half he had, Harrison. He was the leading scorer for either team. 17 points. We mentioned 6 of 9 from the field, 5 of 7 behind the perimeter.
And you see the 7th-year coach for the Pioneers, Vanderwall there, and his Romback's going to have to chase this one down on the inbound pass. Corrals it, and Otterbein down 17, looks to put some more points on the board. He's Romback out to Phyllis, pump fake. Gonna drive, spin up at the left, no good. A rebound by Davis. Pioneers another possession. Stevenson wide open under the basket, and an easy put in for number 44, and the Pioneers taking off here in half number 2. Todd Adrian will call a timeout, and the Cardinals are reeling.
Well, that was just perfect ball movement there and great court vision out of the Pioneers that time. Coming across half court, they see that Garrett Stevenson, the big guy, 6'7", is all by himself down low. A perfect pass looking like a quarterback right where it needed to be. He was able to lob it up and in, and Otterbein's defense not showing much improvement here, Harrison, from the first half to the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and I don't think it's an effort thing. I think the effort's there. But it's just we're not in the right spots.
I think it's an experience thing. There's a lot of young guys out on this team, but there's a lot of talent. I mean, 3 of the guys on this team were D2 players at one point in time in their basketball careers.
We see Zach Baconhaster there, the Otterbein graduate, was the leading scorer and the leading rebounder for the Otterbein Cardinals just a season ago.
Now Otterbein's missing a guy like him who can play down low, a big man who can push some people around, get some rebounds. They're really missing out on him and his ability to play down low. They won a few games for him last year.
Good to see Zach back in the right center here for this game. And right there we see former head coach Dick Reynolds. Dick Reynolds making an appearance here in the Reich as the former AD and the former men's basketball coach. Actually has been sitting there with Dawn Stewart, the current athletic director. They've been sitting together really the whole game, and of course, it's good to see Dick Reynolds back around. It's good that he still hangs around here because he did a lot for this university. Well, college when he was here, but university
40
now.
years here in Westerville, of course, won the school's only national title in any sport, won numerous OAC titles, and he's the conference's all-time winningest coach. It's great to see that he still has an influence here in Westerville and still shows up to Otterbein games every now and then.
Back to play now. 16:20 left in regulation, and this is Finner is going to drive on Davis and pick up the foul, so he'll head to the charity stripe. And Finner's done a great job underneath. He's playing very physical, primarily on the offensive side, and it's led to great opportunities.
Not only that, he's been the most traditional big man Otterbein's had out on the floor all game, being able to post up unlike any of the other Otterbein forwards have, and come away with some nice layups and able to transition and pivot and come away with those points. As you see, makes the first of his 2 free throws.
He's 3 for 3 tonight from the free throw line. So again, you get a big guy that plays physical underneath that can knock down free throws. That's a nice acquisition there, and a good job by Finner. Perfect on the night is number 34 in the Tanning Cardinal, and now Marietta will come down looking to extend their lead. 16 minutes on the clock. Ewing defended by Phyllis. Works off the screen. Ewing now with the lob pass. Great defense by Finner, and it's going to lead to a fast break opportunity for the Cardinals. Jake Phyllis off the backboard, no good. Marshall Crum with the follow-up. Nice hustle there by Marshall Crum, getting down the court, and the trailer puts it in.
And it was all set up by Finner, doing it both sides of the court. He's able to poke it away down low and lead to that transition basket for Otterbein.
That can't happen right there. Phyllis, I don't know exactly what happened there, but Ewing was able to get around him and had a wide open look from beyond the three-point line, and as he did oftentimes with the Cardinals, knocks it down.
It's the 8th time the Pioneers have hit the bucket from beyond the three-point line, first time of the game for Ewing.
So after a turnover by the Cardinals, the inbound pass goes to Dolman. Davis now to Ewing. Ewing now working off a screen. He's going to try to drive, and Phyllis will be charged with the foul. Phyllis having a difficult time trying to defend Ronil Ewing.
All fairness, I think a lot of guys out on the court would have had a difficult time trying to defend him. That's the 3rd foul of the game for Phyllis.
Dolman gets it into McKeon and can't hit that jumper from the elbow.
Good rebound by Crum that time to be able to drag it away from the rest of the Pioneers.
And Phyllis is going to go ahead and take this one himself. Foul on the floor. And that'll go against Andy Dolman. Otterbein playing, I think, a little bit better here in half number 2, what we've seen so far.
Well, they've made some adjustments that they needed to, especially around that three-point line. They're not allowing such wide-open shots. And on offense, we're seeing them use the screens a little bit more effectively. We saw Bischoff had a three-point goal right off a screen. Todd Adrian obviously drilling that into the heads of his players in the locker room. And to their credit, they've been executing a little better.
Bischoff from way downtown, and that's off the rim and out of bounds. Marietta ball, and that not really a shot you want to see taken early in the shot clock. It's kind of a questionable decision there by Bischoff, but again, the experience level of this team is not very high. A lot of talent, a lot of skill, and ability is plentiful, but Cardinals lacking in experience. Just 5 upperclassmen on this roster of 17 for Otterbein. Richardson now goes. Can't get it to go off the glass. He's Rombeck now with a 5-on-4. Phyllis for 3, no good, rims out. Stevenson with the rebound, and Richardson, as he's done all game, bringing it up the court quickly. Stevenson now for 3, no good. Offensive rebound in between 4 Cardinals, and the foul on the putback. Otterbein had 4 guys under there. Marietta had 1. Somehow the Pioneers still came up with the basketball, and now
they're going to get
the Pioneers will head to the line. Andy Stegman, the junior.
Looks like they're going to get Grant Fenner, the freshman, for the foul, his first of the game, 4th against Otterbein.
Stegman will shoot 2. No good on attempt number 1. Stegman only 1 other free throw attempt on this young season.
Matt Rhodes checking back into the game for Coach Todd Adrian. He's in foul trouble as he has 3 on him tonight.
And Stegman goes 1 of 2. 19-point lead for the Pioneers as they visit the Reich Center here in this OAC opener. Bischoff, defended by Garcia, is going to pop a 3 short. Crum with the offensive rebound, pump fakes and goes up. Nice move there by Marshall Crum. Great awareness. He's able to get it off the glass and in. And again, Richardson just dribbles right through the pressure, flips it up, kind of a wild shot. Phyllis with the rebound, and here come the Cardinals. Phyllis losing the handle, instead gets it out to Rose for a wide open 3, and the shot will not count. We had a foul before the shot. So Otterbein will inbound with a fresh shot clock.
Looks like they're going to get it on Eddie Gurnett, the sophomore, his first of the game, 4th of the game against the Pioneers.
Enter Matt McAllister, exit Jake Bischoff. Nice pass there by McAllister into Rhodes, can't finish. Ewing now brings it over for the Pioneers. Otterbein in a man-to-man defense. McAllister defending Ewing, and
just not fair.
Ewing powers his way to the rim but cannot finish. Ball out of bounds off of the Tannic Cardinals, so Marietta retains possession.
Well, Ewing's not a big guy himself, only 5'11", but Matt McAllister, obviously the smallest guy out on the court, just 5'8", 180, and he just bullied him way down the key.
Richardson to inbound. Gets it to Garcia for the easy bucket, and that can't happen. Way too easy there. McAllister now at the other end. He's run back to McAllister off a screen from Juergens, over to Rhodes for the mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go, and we got another fast break opportunity here as Richardson tries to squeeze it in there to Renil Ewing. Can't do it. In an attempt to thread the needle there. Richardson has shown the ability to do so, but can't get it done there. See Todd Adrian trying to coach his team up here as they trail by 19. Richardson, tight defense on Phyllis. Is Rombeck back to Jake Phillips and down to Matt Rhodes, just inside the three-point arc. It's run back to McAllister in the middle of the paint, and Rhodes looked to have an open look but lost the handle, and it's going to be Marietta ball. So another turnover for the Cardinals.
Matt Rhodes is having a difficult game out there. We saw him not be able to get the handle on that one. He has 3 fouls on him, 2 in this half. He missed 2 consecutive shots on the past 2 Otterbein possessions, so a difficult night for the redshirt freshman transfer for Walsh.
And Richardson, I think with a little bit of acting right there as he draws the foul, but it may have been a foul, but I think Richardson also sold it pretty well. Regardless, it'll be a foul on Jake Phillips. He exits. Jason Davis in for the freshman.
Now Phillips has 4 now, so he's going to take a seat on the bench. Important for him to have as much time out there that he can before fouling out in this one.
Garcia defended by Rombeck. Outside. Back to Richardson. And that's going to be a foul underneath on Matt Rhodes again. So Matt Rhodes, like you said, David, having a rough second half. Has missed a couple open looks. Committed a handful of fouls.
And just 3 points to his credit tonight as well.
And another nice inbounds play. Gets an open look from Marietta. And, of course, they're going to hit that. Eddie Grenier.
The Pioneers
gets the bucket.
Really effective on those inbound passes, able to get some nice screens and get some players moving towards the basket. They're able to come away with quick points before the shot clock's able to wind down.
McAllister misses the open jumper. And Marietta will look to extend this 21-point lead as they visit the Cardinals here in the right center. And another nice post move and a offensive tip-in as Stegman comes up and tips in that missed shot, and Adrian will call a timeout. Vanderwall for Marietta, the head coach, is pumped up. He's excited. I would be too if I were him, watching my team play as well as the Pioneers have thus far tonight.
Yeah, and taking a look at the stats, Otterbein has improved a little over the first half. They're shooting 34 from the field. However, it's still just 16% from the three-point line, 3 of 8 on the game. The Pioneers have continued their great shooting all day, 60% from the field, 66% from the three-point line, 8 of 12. And Otterbein still not able to capitalize on those turnovers, as Marietta's turned it over 9 times compared to only 5 for Otterbein. But the rebounding is not even a contest, as the Pioneers manhandling Otterbein on the boards, 34-23.
I want to let you know our next Otterbein TV broadcast will be on December 7th. That will be against Muskingum. That will be women's basketball, so Connie Richardson and the Cardinals will have their first OAC matchup here in the Reich Center. Coverage begins at 3 p.m., and that can be right here on Otterbein TV.
Yeah, the ladies coming off a successful trip to Colorado where they won both of their games.
Indeed. Davis now with the handoff to McAllister, who slips, regains control, gets it over to Bischoff. 15 on the shot clock. Bischoff looking to create, gets fouled on the jumper.
I believe he did.
And yeah, it looked like no one, I guess.
Didn't hear the whistle.
No one heard the whistle, but there was a foul there. I thought I was seeing things for a second, maybe. But Bischoff fouled by Garcia on the jump shot, and he will head to the line for 2.
So far today, Jake from the line is 0 for 0 his first attempts, 5 for 9 from the field. He has 11 points. And he is leading the Cardinals in that statistical category.
And you can see the frustration starting to set in for the Otterbein Cardinals, their body language. And Bischoff knocks down free throw number 2. Richardson now trapped in the half court. And he's going to try to dribble his way out of it, and he does just that. Garcia now for 3. No good off the back iron, and McAllister gets a defensive rebound, and he's going to bring it up for the Cardinals. Bischoff. And we're going to have a 3. Good! And look at Finner. Another big play by the big man.
Yeah,
this time from beyond the arc.
That's not his first three-point goal of the year. He's 1 for 2, make that 2 for 3 on the young 2013-14 season. But the big guy stepping out of his comfort zone and knocking down a three-point goal.
A definite bright spot. Grant Fenner has played a very impressive game up to this point against the Marietta Pioneers.
He really has, and he's played well all year, which leads me to question why Coach Adrian has gone with the same 5 guys after a slow start to the season. He's put the same guys out there for every game, and the young guys continue just to come off the bench and not start for Otterbein.
Well, he did mix it up. He did make one substitution as Matt Rhodes started tonight instead of Marshall Crum at that forward position. But yeah, other than that, you've got guys like Jake Phillips and Grant Fenner coming off the bench. They've shown they can really light it up at times offensively. But, maybe it's one of those cases where, they're playing well off the bench. So, let's not try to fix something that isn't broken, as Romback throws it out of bounds. Miscommunication between Andy and Matt McAllister. And turnover for the Cardinals. 21-point deficit for Otterbein with 10.5 left.
See Coach Adrian, though, down on the side court there. He knows even in blowouts like this, there's always teachable moments, always things you can learn from. He's given instruction to Andy down there. Even in a game where you're probably not going to come away with a W against a very talented Pioneers team, there's still many skills to improve on and a lot of things to take away from as they look forward to their next contest.
McKeon hasn't taken a 3 in a while, which is
His
good
arms
news.
are probably tired.
Good news for the Cardinals, exactly. And another nice move in the paint for the Pioneers, and they're showing it's not just their outside shot that you have to worry about, it's also their post players that can make some shots. Finner, no good on that mid-range jumper. Ahead to Davis, over to Dolman, and that's going to be a travel right there. Dolman taking an extra step, and they turn it right back over to the Tannin Cardinal.
Not to be outdone, Coach Vanderwall also giving teachable moments to his team even when they're up by a big score, and he has really done a tremendous job at Marietta in his 7 years there. As we mentioned, 96-71 coming into this one. He's turned them into one of the top programs in the OAC.
Beautiful play. Bischoff finishes in the pass from Fenner. Nice play again. Otterbein going to that back door, and that has been a very successful play for them thus far tonight. Beautiful pass there by Fenner. Perfect finish by Bischoff. Nice job by the Cardinal offense. McKeon now is going to drive, spin, pivot, gets over, and a lob up towards the rim, no good, but a foul in the play. It's going to go against his Romback.
Down in Marietta, the Otterbein women's team is taking on the Pioneers. They find themselves down 48-55, 8:03 to go in the second half. And around the OAC, some of the other scores, Capital up by 3 points over Heidelberg. That one just about over, only 19 seconds left. John Carroll trailing Mount Union with 11 minutes to go. They're down by 9. And how about this score, Harrison? Wilmington 81, Muskingum 34.
Ooh.
Wilmington
Wow.
having a fantastic year thus far and putting the hammer to the Muskies. In Ada, Ohio, Ohio Northern is trailing Baldwin Wallace 47-54. And of course our game right here in Westerville.
A.J. Ireland misses his first free throw of the season, makes his second. And Marshall Crum now in for the Cardinals. Matt Rhodes also back on the floor for Todd Adrian. Bischoff now defended by McKeon. He's going to try to pass to McAllister. Instead goes out to Rhodes, who misses. Pretty good look from the three-point line. Dolman now defended tightly by McAllister. Nice pass, find the open man, and Dolman doesn't finish. But again, Marietta always seems to make that extra pass to get an open look at a shot. And Matt Rhodes, it's good to see Matt Rhodes at least. He's not having a great night shooting the basketball but he's still taking shots with confidence, and that's good, especially for a freshman. You want to make sure that just because they go on a bad streak, they miss a few shots in a row, they still have that confidence to put the ball up when they think they have an opportunity.
Well, and for Matt, it's been a year since he last played basketball competitively. Didn't play at all at Walsh either. Got in some trouble there before he transferred here. So it's been over a year since he last played in competitive basketball, and it's going to take a while to get used to the speed and the style of the game again.
Rhodes off the front of the rim. And we talked about Wilmington, and Malcolm Hurd is the player. I was thinking as soon as you said Wilmington basketball, Malcolm Hurd came to, well, the name didn't come to my mind, but I knew they had a player that I've watched over the years absolutely destroy the Otterbein. Actually used to be a wide receiver on the football team, but this year he decided just to play basketball, but he is an outstanding talent and a tremendous athlete, and he is definitely going to be a leader on that Wilmington Quaker team this year. And it sounds to me like they're going to be pretty good, huh?
Yeah, they're taking the hammer to Muskingum right now and having a tremendous year, and not really projected to have a great year out of the gate. Last year's squad didn't have too much of an impressive season, but really showing signs this year that they will be one of the powerhouses and can vie for that OAC title.
Ewing now, defended by Yzrombeck. And Ewing gets the best of his former teammate. Ewing and Yzrombeck actually came in together. They actually were roommates as freshmen, so fun matchup to watch there. Dolman now after the Cardinal bucket on the way down. He's going to get fouled. Could easily go against McAllister or Juergens, and they're going to call it on Juergens. Dolman to the foul line.
Pioneers now in the bonus, one away from getting into the double bonus. 9th foul of the game on the cards.
Four Pioneers in double digits tonight, as they have done a nice job. Everyone really contributing. This is a good team. I mean, obviously a good team. I mean, they have depth, they have experience, especially when you look at the fact that they lost their leading scorer from last year in J.J. Martin, their leading rebounder from last season, also J.J. Martin, and their top three-point shooter in Jacob Owens. I mean, they lost all those guys, and they're still coming out here and on pace to score about 100 points. So
well, that and their starting point guard out for tonight.
Right, and Tyler
Hammond not playing today
Tyler
as
Hammond
well.
out of the game today. Turns out they didn't need their senior
what they would
point
have done
guard.
with him in the lineup.
Exactly. Well, we may find out on a trip to Marietta later in the season. Davis, open three from the corner, no good, too far. Finner with the offensive board, tries to put it back up, can't get it to go. And Davis comes out of the scrum with the basketball. Just over 7 minutes left to play from the right center. Ewing for three, no good off the back iron, rebounded by Davis. Comes away with the ball, but we're gonna get a foul on Davis, so Otterbein basketball.
Cards in the bonus as well now, so they will head to the opposite end of the court and shoot a 1-and-1. It's going to be Juergens attempting the free throws.
Yeah, we're not shooting the ball well tonight as Otterbein. Look at some of these numbers. Jason Davis, just 1 of 8. Matt Rhodes, 2 of 10. And Jake Phillips, 2 of 9. So a lot of missed shots between those three. And again, these guys are good shooters. I mean, we've seen it in the past. They can put up points in bunches, but again, if you're going to rely on shooting and having a good night from outside, you're going to have some of these games where they just don't fall for you, as the big man, Garrett Stevenson from Marietta, is going to have a shot at an and one off the glass. And 84-59 now, a 26-point deficit for Todd Adrian and the Otterbein Cardinals. And Stevenson finishes The and one, 85-59 your score, 6:40 left in regulation. Davis to Bischoff, thought about the three. Instead, he's going to drive, get it out to Finner, who, with a nice move, shoots a mid-range jumper from the baseline and tipped out by Otterbein. Marietta basketball. Ewing now. Trapped by Romback and Bischoff. Gets it to Davis, who gets it to Dolman. Shot clock at 20 for the Pioneers. Davis wide open three. Got it. And the leading scorer coming into the game for Marietta, A.J. Davis, adds 3 more to his total there. Nice pass and score. Jake Bischoff off the glass and in. But again, A.J. Davis wide open from beyond the arc. And nice drive there by Dolman, who finishes with the left hand. But Marietta really just having a great night shooting the basketball. Some of that responsibility obviously falls on the Otterbein defense. Davis now for 3, no good off the front rim. And Davis goes to 1 for 9 on the evening. Dolman now is going to finish with the and one opportunity as he puts it off the glass, gets the foul. And Marietta is rolling right now with just over 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to get into triple digits in this one, Harrison. The first time that has happened against Otterbein since last time they went to Bexley. And you remember Capital was able to hang 100 on them with the last shot of the game right at the buzzer, really sticking it to the Cardinals. We traveled for TV to do that game last year. And anytime a team can put
I believe we'll be doing that again this year as well.
We will be as well.
Yes.
We will be going to Bexley to do the hated rivalry with Capital again. So both games broadcasted, men and women's. But
and you know those rivalry games, David. Those rivalry games are always good games to watch.
Great games, Harrison.
Great games.
But anytime a team can hang 100 points up on you, it's always a demoralizing thing. And for Otterbein, the next time they will take the floor will be Saturday night, as we have a timeout on the floor. Saturday afternoon, I should say, 3 o'clock tip. That one in Muskingum. WOBM will be covering that one. And you got to imagine with the way that the Muskies played tonight against Wilmington, that might be a rebound game for the Cardinals where they can try out some new things and try to get back in the win column.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, Otterbein, they won that second game of the season. I was actually there. It was at Case Western against Anderson University, but they won that game 80-60. But that was a while back. I mean, that's, you're looking at a couple weeks, and with a young team, as like the Cardinals have, it is really imperative to keep confidence, to continue to have confidence moving forward. You're looking at a 1-5 record. You haven't won in a couple weeks, and you're going on the road to face an OAC opponent. So, again, that's just not something you want a young team, and not a situation you want a young team to be in. However, it's a good chance to learn and kind of gain experience and figure out how to work through some of these tough times.
I've been at all 6 games this year, except for that one they actually got the victory in. So maybe I'm the bad luck charm, Harrison. But in all 5 of those losses, including tonight, which looks like it's going to be another loss for Otterbein, they haven't even been close games. They've been blowouts and demoralizing for Otterbein. And once they fall down early in the game by a sizable margin, you start to see them hang their heads a little bit and that reflects on their play on the court as well. I can't speak to the Anderson victory, but I imagine that they got out to a quick lead and the energy kept up the whole game for them.
You saw those banners up in the rafters. The man that brought them here is in attendance, or at least was. I don't see him right now, but Dick Reynolds was in attendance here tonight in the Reich. Again, good to see him around. But David, to go back to your last point, the games that Otterbein has lost, this will be their 5th loss in just 6 games, but you look at all of their losses, and each loss they've allowed at least 89 points. And 89 points in college basketball is far too many.
Especially at this level of
right,
play.
it's far too many to overcome. I mean, you're not going to average 90 points, on offense. So you can't be giving up 89 plus. I mean, here they're 93, and there's still over
travel.
4 minutes left.
But if you're Otterbein, obviously, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they score 99 or 100. But for pride's sake, you like to keep it in the double-digit column. I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. But for pride's sake, every team wants to keep it under 100.
It's a little more eye-opening when you look at the stat sheet, however, if teams are running it up to triple digits on you. And
it definitely jumps out off the page at you.
So Yaz, as his coach and teammates call him, at the free throw line to shoot a pair and gets number 1 to go. Cheerleaders doing a nice job out to support the men's basketball team, also the Otterbein volleyball team. I'm pretty sure I saw the entire team. It looked like what was the entire team out here earlier. So a good job by Cardinal Nation to come out and represent in this OAC opener.
Yeah, they made a tunnel in the second half for the players to run out of as they came out of the locker room. And then down in the student section in the first half, they were doing the roller coaster cheers. So a great job by all the sports to come out and support Otterbein basketball, especially the lady volleyballers who had themselves a tremendous season, set the school record for wins with 27, and for the first time in school history were able to advance in the NCAA tournament. Saw Andy Rombeck go 1 of 2. He's quietly having himself a successful night. 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for the senior guard.
Marietta now with a handful, literally a handful, 5 players in double digits. Andy Dolman, Brandon McKeon, who's at the line right now, A.J. Davis, Garrett Stevenson, and Keith Richardson all in double digits as Marietta's going to empty the bench. Stevenson, Ewing, Davis, and Dolman all exiting. So Pioneers getting a chance to give their young guys some experience. Jake Phillips will exit for the Cardinals, and number 33, Antonio Basutti, will enter for the Tannin Cardinals. And McKeon hits both of his free throws, and he will now exit as he finishes the night with 19 points, 17 of those coming in half number 1. So Basutti now brings it up over to Bischoff, who's going to be fouled. I believe that's going to go against A.J. Edwards, the freshman. It's actually going to go against 12, Tyler Irish. So Bischoff goes to the line, 16 points thus far tonight for the sophomore. He's now 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
Over his season average as well of 15.4 a game, so his season average will continue to increase as it has done all year long.
And now Bischoff will exit the game. Chase Moyer will take over for Bischoff as Adrian looks to get some of his guys a little playing time. And Marietta now down the court. That's going to be a foul against Billy Lucin, who is also in the game. So on the floor right now for the Cardinals is Basutti, Moyer, Lucine, Fenner, and Yezrambek.
I got you.
First free throw is good. (95-64) from the Reich Center. Harrison Ralph and David Kinder bringing you this OAC opener from Westerville, Ohio. Second free throw, no good.
Otterbein running 4 freshmen out on the court. The only one not a youngster, is, of course, number 1, Andy Rombeck, the junior guard. Other than that, the other 4 on the floor, first-year guys.
Andy splits a double team all the way to the rim, and again, shows his tremendous playmaking ability, cutting through a ton of blue jerseys and fighting his way to the rack. Finishes it off the glass. Nice job. Is Rombeck puts it in for the Cardinals. Now, Edwards looks to go up and dunk the ball, but Billy Lucene had other thoughts. Commits the foul, but A.J. Edwards, the 6'5" freshman, looking to go up and throw it down. Instead, he'll have a couple shots from the free throw line. Oh, Gilbert Arenas style free throw there, behind the back in his pre-free throw routine. And there's the behind the back, and there's the shot. It's 1 of 2, does Edwards, and Basutti now up to Moyer. He's gonna stop and pop off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Travis Tusi. And now Edwards had a chance there. If he's trying to dunk, it seemed like a good chance there, but instead he's just gonna roll it off the fingertips and in for 2. 98-66, your score right now. Marietta gets ever so close to 3 digits. Basutti now is gonna turn the ball over, and Irish lays it in at the other end. Excuse me, that's Brendan Farrell. Lays it in for the Marietta Pioneers, and Marietta now in triple digits. Moyer with dribbling with the left, gets it over, and a 3-point attempt from Christian Meester, no good. At the other end now, Marietta is going to tack on yet another bucket as Jack Tomey is going to put it in off the glass. And Basutti now driving, not the best of passes down low to Lucene, but the arrow is pointing in favor of the Cardinals, so they will retain possession. Inbound from the baseline.
That last bucket, Pioneers now shooting 62% from the field throughout the course of the day, 40 of 64. 9 of those buckets coming from behind the three-point line, and you're just not going to be able to stop teams when they're shooting the ball with that much effectiveness, Harrison.
Brian McKenzie now in for the Cardinals in place of Lucene. McKenzie out of Westlake High School, and a nice shot there by Mark McEwen, who just entered the game for the Cardinals. Nice 3-point bucket in his first shot attempt of the night.
That one, Otterbein 5 of 24 from the three-point line tonight.
Nice pass right there from Travis Tusi to Edwards, and Edwards lays it in for the finish. Basutti now is going to take it all the way and get fouled. So he'll head to the free throw line. 104-69 is the score in this OAC opener. Should be a fun year. A lot of good teams in the OAC. Really, if you look overall at the athletics in the OAC, it's really one of the best conferences, I would say, in the nation as far as Division III athletics goes.
Yeah, up and down the board, every sport's represented in tournaments every year. Speaking of the OAC, some of the games have gone final. Capital eked out a victory over Heidelberg in Bexley. Mount Union put up 100 points on John Carroll, 102-89. That one, 3 minutes still remaining. The final in Wilmington had 88. Muskingum was able to battle back 51. And Ohio Northern fell 70-66.
And a three-pointer right there from Tyler Irish. And now Moyer is going to take a shot off the back iron, no good. Tipped out by Edwards, so Otterbein will receive a fresh shot clock. Recess is 35 seconds.
And while our game here in Westerville is a blowout down to Marietta, Harrison, it is a nail-biter. Just 1 minute remaining. Otterbein is trailing the women's squad, that is, the Pioneers, by only 2 points, 69-67, down south on the Ohio River.
We don't encourage you to
never
tune out of Otterbein TV. However, that game is being broadcast live on WOBN 97.5 FM and WOBN.net. So if you want to catch
Pull them up
the
at the
nail-biting
same time.
finish there, yeah, go ahead and get your way over to the wild card, WOBN 97.5 FM here in Westerville. If you're out of range, simply go to WOBN.net and you can hear the full broadcast there. Otterbein now down low, and nice pump fake there. Can't finish. That's Brian McKenzie. Pretty good look, good pump fake, but unable to finish. And again, Brendan Farrell gets the bank shot to go, and Masudi is going to miss on a three-point attempt. Touchdown, Pioneers. Oh, wait. We're still playing basketball. Another three from Irish. No good. And we're going to get a push against Marietta. So Otterbein basketball, 28 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. Otterbein in the bonus now, so McKenzie heads to the stripe. McKenzie misses attempt number one. Todd Adrian in his second season as the Otterbein men's basketball coach. Of course, replacing Dick Reynolds, and Adrian has not necessarily had a good start to his tenure here at Otterbein. However, he did kind of take over in a tough time. The Cardinals
had some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, well, the Cardinals had struggled in recent years leading up to the hiring of Todd Adrian. But he's doing his best to rebuild this thing, restructure this thing, and we're getting a running three right there from Christian Meister. Can't get it to go. And this ball game is over. 109-72 your score. The Marietta Pioneers come into the Reich Center and blow out the Otterbein Cardinals in their OAC opener. Jordan Brown is down on the court. She will have an interview in just a couple of seconds here with head coach Todd Adrian, and we'll see what he has to say about the 37-point loss here at home in front of the home fans and the Westerville fans, and we'll see what he has to say. I'm not sure exactly what you say here, what you say to your team, but we have Jordan Brown for that, and she is down on the floor with head coach Todd Adrian right now. Jordan, take it away.
Coach, before the second half, you said you were pretty pleased with the guys and their performance in keeping up with Marietta. What in the second half showed that they stuck with them as long as they could?
Well, not a lot, frankly. It's a good team. You know, I'd be concerned if we were seniors and juniors like they are. But since we're freshmen and sophomores and first and second year players, you know, that's where we want to be when we're juniors and seniors. It's a good team. They've done a good job for 5 or 6 years now, been nationally ranked for a number of years. You know, and I think if our young guys keep playing hard and they learn some lessons from things like this and get after it and get better defensively, well, that's where we're going to be at some point. It wasn't tonight, but you know, hats off. When a team shoots like that, you need to play better. You need to play a lot better to beat them. And I thought we did it for about 25, 30 minutes, which frankly is 5 or 10, 15 minutes longer than we've done it all year. So while the score is not indicative, obviously when you foul as much as we did in the second half, they're going to run the score up and make a bunch of shots. So you know, we got to just keep working, get better. You know, and playing good teams like we have this year. We've played against 3 nationally ranked teams and some All-Americans, and we just need to learn how to compete the right way more often.
What are you going to tell the team, and what plans do you have to work on at practices for this upcoming game Saturday?
Well, that's the same thing we've been working on. You know, when you get beat by good teams and teams take advantage of your mistakes, you got to fix those mistakes. And the good thing about it is we have a lot of film now that we'll look at, and we'll recognize our mistakes now. You know, how long is it going to take us to correct them? That's pretty much what happens with young teams, and this isn't unexpected for me. Having turned programs around, these guys are working hard. They play hard. You know, we're just making some mistakes that luckily, all we got to do is correct them in our minds. It's decisions, and that's easier to change than getting bigger, faster, and stronger. We're pretty good in those departments. We just got to clean some things up, and obviously, we've played some teams that have shown us what it is we need to work on.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jordan. We appreciate it. And thank you to Coach Adrian as well. Obviously, not a whole lot you can say after a 37-point loss at home. Todd Adrian obviously mentioned the incredible shooting night that Marietta had. 55, or actually 56% from the three-point line was Marietta tonight. And Brendan McKeon had 5 of those, attempted 7, was 5 of 7 from the three-point line, was Marietta's leading scorer with 19. But again, David, Marietta, like Coach Adrian said, is what you want, ultimately what you want to be. And I think Adrian has done a good job telling us what he wants this Otterbein program to become, what he expects this Otterbein program to become, and now it's just a matter of getting it done, and hopefully sooner rather than later. But obviously the reality is this is a young basketball team, and when they go up against players of this caliber, a lot more experience, this is likely going to be the outcome.
Yeah, Todd Adrian never shies away from an interview, and he'll always tell you exactly what he feels about his team's performance. And if you're Otterbein, your next chance to improve and get better comes this Saturday, 3 o'clock, when you take on the Muskies down in New Concord, Ohio. And I know you're a young bunch of players out there, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, underclassmen going out there. But Otterbein, that will be a big game and a test of them to see how they can do on a team that statistically matches up fairly well with them, and the scores show that they're a similar team to Otterbein. So when you go down to New Concord Saturday, that will tell a lot about the season going forward.
And the team out on the court right now, a lot younger than the Marietta Pioneers, and I think Otterbein would be a little bit more experienced than that cast of basketball players we see out on the court right now. Good environment. The kids having fun. It's a great place, great environment for college basketball here at the Pike Center. And again, we want to wrap up. We'll go over some final stats. Jake Bischoff, the leading scorer for Otterbein, 7 of 11 from the field, only 1 of 5 from the three-point line. The Cardinals overall as a team, 19% on three-point shots, 5 of 27. So a ton of three-point attempts, not enough three-point makes, and that's going to obviously a key stat when you look at three-point field goals. Marietta 10 of 18, Otterbein 5 of 27. And going down the list here, you look at a couple poor shooting nights. Jason Davis, 1 of 9. Matt Rhodes, 2 of 10. Jake Phillips, 2 of 10. And those are some of the premier scorers right there that Otterbein is going to need moving forward. And tonight they just simply couldn't get it to fall. Matt Rhodes really struggled tonight. But Jake Bischoff, again, Andy Rombach has had a pretty good night, 4 of 7 from the field, had 5 assists, 5 rebounds. So, again, there are some individual bright spots. There are some individual things to look forward to as this season progresses. But tonight, it's hard to see those with this kind of a deficit.
Well, I was really impressed with the play of the freshman Grant Fenner. He played a pretty good game, despite this being only the 6th collegiate game he's ever played, and he played more of that traditional role down low. Of course, Bischoff's playing well. Everyone knew that coming in he'd be the team's leading scorer. But some of the other guys, the other 2 transfers, I haven't seen a lot out of Marshall Crum or a lot out of Matt Rhodes. He had a difficult game tonight. It's those guys that need to step up, and if Otterbein wants to be successful down the stretch, it's them they're going to need to step up in big-time roles and fill in.
I completely agree, David. Well, for our entire crew, Aaron Reinhart, our producer, did a great job this week getting us all set, as always, getting us set up for a nice broadcast. We certainly hope you enjoy the broadcast, but not the outcome, as the Otterbein Cardinals lose 109-72. For our entire crew in Otterbein TV, I'm Harrison Ralph, David Kinder. Have a great night, and go Cards.